Hello everyone, Musto0063, and I'm finally getting on to I Want to Be Like Brisulph. I've been wanting to do this for so long. Canada, the last place where anyone would expect there to be evil, has fallen under the siege of one of YouTube's greatest idols. Nobody can tell why Brisulph has suddenly taken over as tyrant of Canada, but you have taken on the task of confronting him and ending the terror once and for all. To do this, you must obtain all the necessary weapons to traverse his path of merciless traps. Rescue other members of the talk-through crew along the way as well, as they may aid you in your quest for justice. And assuming I don't get struck with a copyright infringement or something, enjoy the title music.
Times have changed. Our kids are getting worse. They won't obey their parents. They just want to fight and curse. Should we blame the government or blame society?
Or should we blame the images on TV?
No, blame Canada. Blame Canada. For the beating little eyes, the flapping heads along the line. Blame Canada. Blame Canada. You need to form a full assault. Don't blame me for my son's stand. He saw the darn cartoon and now he's off to join the clan. And my boy Eric once had my picture on his shelf, but now when I see him he tells me to bump my sail. Well, blame Canada. Blame Canada. It seems that everything's gone wrong since Canada came along. Blame Canada. Blame Canada.
They're not even a real country anyway.
My son could have been a doctor or a lawyer, rich and true. Instead he burned up like a piggy on a barbecue.
Should we blame the matches? Should we blame the fire? Or the doctors who allowed it to expire?
No, blame Canada. Blame Canada. With all the happy hum and that pitch and Murray too. Blame Canada. Blame Canada. Lord, the sun has got the treasure, that's the electric button. So you got to go for that and cross the bus before somebody thinks of blaming us. Times have changed. Our kids are getting
Okay, I'm going to turn the volume down very slightly because I've got a couple of housekeeping things to discuss initially, and I suspect that the song comes out quite loud. So, first thing to say is that this is take 2. I will be getting to many problems that I've had with regarding to the length of time it's taken me to get round to doing this playthrough. But yeah, this is take 2. Basically, on the long and short of it, is that the videos that I had saved, I'm using EasyVid on my computer, and yeah, the videos that I saved, they were not saving anywhere. I tried looking for the folder where they all got stored in my Camellia 2 playthrough, they weren't there. I tried searching for the folder, that didn't exist. I couldn't search for the name of the files or the videos, etc., because they're just a string of gibberish numbers, letters, etc. So wonderful. Somehow the folders or whatever that saves my files was completely gone. So yay. I might indeed have some saved video files somewhere on my computer, just I have no idea where the hell they are. In fact, probably not now, actually, since what I actually did was uninstall or remove all remnants of EasyVid on my computer, reinstall on the latest version, etc. And, well, hey presto, there's the relevant folder. So I did a test run, and now indeed the videos are indeed saving. So, yeah, I did a playthrough, or half of a playthrough, all the way up to the end of the third area, before I realised that the damn videos weren't saving. So, yay! If my commentary's a bit naff on the first 3 stages, I apologise, but yeah, I had to take a bit of time just to take stock and redo this bit, because I was hoping to get this uploaded on Sunday, but again, another deadline passed where I didn't get it done, but I was so spitting mad at that point in time that I just needed to take a couple of days, come back to it a bit afresh. So it was just typical, it was this game. Not that there's anything to do with the game's fault, obviously in this instance, or indeed the game's fault for all the other issues that I'm going to be talking about, and indeed demonstrating when I play through the game, but it was just so blimmin' ironic that it was this game where I had all those problems. Other quick housekeeping things are, I'm going to try and be doing, I've cleared all my, wiped all my kind of global data, etc. So I'm going to be trying to do a complete playthrough, getting all the achievements, etc. I'm not going to make you sit and watch me getting all of them as I go through, because some of them are pretty much, well, one of them is like play for a single, play on a single file for 5 hours or so. So if I get to the point where I'm doing that during the regular playthrough, then the playthrough's gone very badly. There's also ones where I've got a complete bitch mode or something in a certain number of deaths or at a certain time or something. So yeah, I'll show you the actual getting of the achievements, or hope to getting all of them anyway, but probably won't be showing you the course of getting all of them, blah blah blah. Might as well kind of get on with the game, and I am going to be playing this, as you can see, on tree trunk mode. So well, first thing I'm going to do is go and just make sure the controls are set how I want. So again, it's nice that, as I say, with this game, as indeed most of them now, there does seem to be this option to kind of reset set controls, etc. So, by the way, I'm trying to be a bit careful here not to touch any of the books or anything, because they have information that I'm trying to keep, etc. But the thing about Tree Trunk, as you can see in the top left corner, is there is a time limit, and before that gets to 0, I'm going to restart, so it doesn't, so I don't die. And basically, that is the gimmick to Tree Trunk mode. You have this timer in the top left, and you have to get to the next save point before the time runs out, or you will die. And as you can see from the save directly underneath where the kid's standing at the moment, you can't. Once you've hit a save, you can't then hit that save again. And that applies to teleporters as well, or at least until you've hit another save. So let me reset again. So yeah, that's the kind of extra little kind of thing to Tree Trunk mode. So for the most part, I don't find that the timer has too much of an impact on the game. There are a couple of bosses where it certainly does, and maybe a couple of little area levels where it does have an effect. But for the most part, there is as many saves as there are on the second difficulty mode, hard as. So I generally don't find it to the timer to be all that bad. So there also is a pause function, which I'll just show off, which is going to be a godsend, at least for this playthrough, because it means when going through the game and actually waiting for videos to save, etc., I'm not going to have to just let the timer kind of go down or continuously hit R, or indeed come out of the game or whatever. Blah, blah, blah. So that's probably all the way in the way of housekeeping. So I'll be back in just a sec to actually kick off this game for real. Okay, typical. I forgot one housekeeping issue to say right at the beginning, and then I'll get into it. And that's just that I wanted to say right up front that I absolutely love this game. This is absolutely brilliant. It's behind Boshi. I say Boshi still holds a place in my heart as being my favourite of all the fan games, etc. Whether it's the Sonic boss or whatever, etc. Boshi will always hold a place in my heart for whatever reason for being my absolute favourite. But I Want to Be Like Brisulph is absolutely, or at least to date anyway, my second favourite of all the I Want to Be fan games. It's an absolute wonderfully fun game, and without necessarily being too difficult, hence why I can even actually beat it on the hardest difficult mode, because, well, as I say, why the hell not? There are a few little extra things that you need to pay attention to in the highest difficulty mode, so I might as well show those off. But yeah, quote, easy enough for me to be able to beat on a highest difficulty mode. Nothing like the impossible mode or on I Want to Be the Guy, or you're going to get rape mode on Boshi or anything. So yeah, I love this game, and hopefully I can get to do this game justice in terms of both the playthrough, in terms of actually gushing at various points in time over why I think this game is so good. So that really is it's for housekeeping. So without further ado, let's actually kick off the game. And we'll read a couple of little books to start with. So if you want to, first one says, if you want to switch between characters, you've unlocked touch a save point and press control. That will come into play later on in the game when we actually get some other characters to select. If you have multiple weapons handy, you can select them by pressing the number keys 1 to 6, or you can quickly select the next or previous weapon with J and K. That's the buttons I assigned to them. However, you are only allowed to switch to another gun if 1, you've obtained the gun, and 2, your gun power is at 100%. Restart again so I don't lose a life. And yeah, we'll see kind of how that all kind of works, obviously, when we get a new gun or whatever, and we get a new gun for beating each one of the bosses. So let's go up to the top book here and quickly read that. In order to access the path to Brisulph, you will need to obtain all 6 guns by defeating the 5 primary bosses. Are you up for it? Also, if you've beaten the boss of an area, you can walk back here by pressing enter. However, you cannot do this while in the process of rescuing a character. And the enter little walk back to the main hub world will be very useful, but as I say, we can't do it until we've at least beaten the boss, or indeed when rescuing a character, and that will come into play again. So, Area 1. Wild beasts hide in the forest. They are attracted to bubbles, so avoid using bubbles in this area. The guards here tend to slack off. As long as you don't activate the alarm, you can easily rescue the hostage. Also, Thunderbird doesn't like the cold. So there's a few kind of little hints there for the stage, etc., and indeed a hint for who the boss is, or indeed a glaring obvious statement about who the boss is, and indeed what weapon weakness he's weak to. So anyway, that's enough. That really is enough yakking. Let's actually finally get on with it. And we kick off in a Zelda phase. And as you can see, once I hit the save, the save itself crossed out, and also the time limit actually went up. So now I have a certain amount of time to get to the next area. And not a lot, as it so happens, but the areas are kind of reasonably kind of short, so let's say the time limit doesn't seem to make much of a difference. Apologies, I've really kind of glossed over the Zelda area that I just kind of landed on in there, but that was the Zelda area done. And now we kind of move on to, Metal Gear Solid, or Metal Gear anyway, and I'm now trying to hit the little laser beam, kind of, well, not laser beam, but I can't think of the word to call it, but the little kind of machine laser that's kind of moving up and down. If that thing spots me, then it will trigger an alarm, and indeed there will be one at the moment, given the weapons that I've got, that I cannot possibly avoid triggering. So at the moment, I'm just trying to take the ones out earlier on, at least, when I can. If that alarm sounds, then the little kind of guards, as it kind of said here, will activate. But yeah, I could now spend time getting rid of this one on the left-hand side of the wall. But at the moment, with the weapons I've got, there was no way in hell I could have avoided the one that was on the crawling around on the ceiling. So I just kind of have to make it all the way through, etc. And be very careful not to go into the boss. Hit the save, reset, and that indeed was area 1, or before the boss done anyway. So that was an excellent start to this. So yeah, apologies that went by pretty quickly. I will be returning back to this area when it comes to collecting coins, the secret coins, and indeed rescuing a secret character that's in here, etc. So yeah, the level went by a little bit quickly, and I'll hopefully get to explain a bit of the gimmicks as we go through. But yeah, I suppose since this video has been so much kind of housekeeping, etc., then it's gone by very quickly. So I'll reset, and we'll see who the boss is. Well, in fact, we knew exactly who the boss is because the little book told us. And it's Thunderbird. Well, I guess it's appropriate since we had a little Zelda area. And he's not too bad, etc. Probably the first thing to say is that on tree trunk mode, he does have a fairly beefed up health bar. On I think on bitch mode, this guy would have only about 20 hits on him. But as you can see, on tree trunk mode, he's got 75, etc. The book did tell us that his weakness is the cold, so there is a freeze gun that you can obtain at a certain point after beating a certain path, etc. And that is technically his weakness. But in actuality, I probably wouldn't tend to use that anyway, because there's a bit of a delay when firing it, etc. And for the most part, I would just prefer to kind of shoot these just shoot regular pellet shots anyway. Whoops. Depending on how this very first go goes, well, maybe get to describe a few kind of attacks of his, etc. He kind of always starts off with let me get over here now. Sorry, I'm not talking very much now. I'm just trying to concentrate on getting into a nice pattern. Yeah, he kind of starts off with a fire kind of arcing shot, this one, etc., and then he will go into sort of various other moves. So he has a lightning move which is not too bad. Please don't corner me. So yeah, this one. So if you kind of well, basically you just almost have to kind of get a little bit out of the way of them, really. Oh my God, is this going to be a first goer? 5 hits. No, possibly not, because I now can't kill him. I can't kill him over here where I would have been. Come on, get out of the way. Basically, because he has a annoying move right when he's about to die that would have completely screwed me over. 1 hit left. Get miles away from you. Oh, blimey, you didn't actually do it. That's a bit disappointing. I'm going to have to run for the exit because I'm down quite on the... Actually, I will quickly read this. I've got enough time. This is a machine gun. Press 2 to select it and hold down the shoot button to spray bullets everywhere. So let me go in the teleporter and go up and save before I run out of time and die. And pause again. Yeah, I really didn't get too much time to talk about that, but the boss, I can't believe it. And you didn't get to see his kind of like real dick move there at the end. He was kind of like half off screen, so I don't know if that kind of cancelled it. But basically what he does is he kind of shoots out those kind of fire arcing shots in a real kind of spread pattern. And when he was down to like 5 hits, if I'd kind of stayed in the top and up in the top corner and shot him, I'd have been cornered and he would have got me. So yeah, he's got a kind of a dick move at the end, but you didn't get to see it. So that's rather disappointing. I don't know if in the course of having to do a bitch mode playthrough or something like that, I might just show that off because. Or I haven't planned to do a boss rush, I must admit. I'm going to get all the achievements, or try and get all the achievements as I said, but probably not do a boss rush. Incidentally, I don't have any plans to do inverted mode or darkness mode either. I'll unlock them, but I'll maybe show them off a little bit at least, but certainly not a full playthrough. Yeah, I might just actually just fight, even on bitch mode actually, just talk about the boss fight a bit more because wow, first go and I've not actually died yet. So area 1's done, boss 1's done, and yeah, that's gone rather well, I must admit. So given I've actually cleared area 1, I might try and consign these videos to their own areas, etc. Depending on how it goes. Obviously, this one I definitely can. And yeah, that's probably that's probably all I'll do for the first video. So yeah, hope I've at least kind of whetted your appetite. I'm not expecting the rest to go as smoothly as that. I'm going to die at some point. I absolutely guarantee you. But yeah, hopefully you'll come back and join me for part 2 when I'll be taking on area 2. So yeah, hope to see you for that. Cheerio. Okay, so here I am on bitch mode. I thought I'd just tag this on to the end of the first video and just show off the boss a bit more, etc. I'll explain the moves anyway. You probably saw enough of it. But as I say, he always starts off with this move, etc. You always kind of, well, this is the opportunity to kind of get him. He can be a bit cheap at this point in time now, although he doesn't fire near as many shots as he does on bitch mode as he does on other ones. He also, as you might be able to tell, wow, that was a bit clumsy. Moves a lot slower. Yeah, he's he's obviously, as you would expect, much easier on this mode than on another one. I'm going to kind of hide away from him now so as not to try and die again, etc. But so that arcing move is always his first one. This one, which I've now just done an absolute terrible job of trying to do, is his kind of a homing attack, and he will always kind of home in on where you previously were. So what, at a certain point in time anyway. So what you kind of saw me try and do in the actual fight in the main playthrough, the tree trunk mode, was kind of get him moving horizontally, kind of, or tried to anyway, in the kind of the middle, because that will offer you the opportunity to kind of get him in this kind of pattern and then kind of shoot away at him like this. So that's what I'm trying to do there. The lightning one, which you saw me really clumsily die to, is not too bad. You just kind of need to probably just move left and right. I mean, I was taking a few, not liberties, etc., but I was obviously reasonably confident in my kind of dodging ability, etc., so that I could kind of, jump up and hit him at the same time. But I say, if you're not quite comfortable with that, then just kind of, move left and right out of the way until he stops doing it. You've got one other move that you haven't really shown off yet, and I don't know whether you actually do it on bitch mode. I'm hoping that you do at some point in time. I'll let this go on for a little bit longer, and hopefully you actually do it. The bit where he's kind of homing in, there's some very specific areas you really don't want to be. Here we go, yeah. So this one you obviously kind of want to hide below. What I've done there, and actually he showed it off, which is brilliant, is that I kind of double jumped just as that move was finishing. Because what basically would happen if I didn't do that is he would come down at a really annoying angle. If you can kind of imagine that I'm standing here, he would kind of like go all the way down left to the right, kind of blocking any paths to get out, etc. So yeah, that was kind of what I was doing there. So the bit where you kind of also have to drop down is not too bad, and I think that's enough demonstration on this. So since I'm going to have to do a bitch playthrough, I'm not sure if I have to do a complete playthrough or whether I just have to actually die a certain number of times, or indeed take so long, etc. So, but regardless, anyway, he's only got, as I said, you can look at the top there. He's only got, he did it again actually there, so you can kind of see when he was. See if I can get him in this horizontal pattern now. Not bad. Could have been a lot better. So yeah, I don't know whether I don't know if I actually got to do a full playthrough or not. But oh, that's what I was going to do. Yes, I was going to show off his final move. So please don't die. Here we go. You nearly got me. I didn't position him all that well, because he nearly got me anyway. But that was rather fortunate. But yeah, that's his little dick move he does at the end. So yeah, well, like I said in the main playthrough, if I'd been up at the top right hand corner, I'll go up there. Why not? Demonstrate where I would have been. Round about here, and I'd shot him 5 times and killed him here, then I would likely have been cornered, and he would have likely screwed me over. But yeah, thankfully that didn't happen. So yeah, that's a full demonstration of the boss. And yeah, with that, I really will leave it. I really will leave it at that. So this is finally the end of the first video, and yeah, join me next time for Area 2 on the tree trunk playthrough. Till next time, cheerio.